hi.
Hey, we made it back.
Oh, this is for Carolyn, right? Okay, great.
you spent a day with them, you'd know.
See, I can imagine myself at an airport because I haven't checked my emails or my text messages.
It looks like it's gonna rain.
That, I don't know who it was. Somebody said this was the best week they had had. I don't remember where we were at, what show or whatever. They said, she has been fine. So other business kids.
It'd be a rough ride. I can't tell you.
You know what I noticed up there is if I would have been a salesperson at that time,
And me decided to not work
Do
today
I
at all.
have your seatbelt?
It doesn't matter. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it
we're not
does.
going on the highway. You don't need to.
I'm not going to
Okay.
use it anyway. So.
Okay.
All right, peeps.
One more leg, two more legs. Airline and then mine.
Yeah, I know.
So was the cruise great?
It was nice.
It was
We had a
very
great
nice.
cruise. We had
Very
great
nice.
weather the whole time.
No complaints? So interesting how you don't hear any complaints about anybody that goes on the cruise ships, either here or Miami, any ship. Never hear any complaints. It's amazing.
Even when we
You
went
can-
to the rainforest, it wasn't raining.
Yeah, it didn't even rain on us in the rainforest.
You
so
can
it's
always
good.
find something to complain about with everything, and yet I don't hear any complaints when it comes to cruise ships. It's interesting.
Now they're aimed at pleasing you, and boy, they try.
They had a lot of experience just finding out what the one or two things people don't like, and they fix it.
Yep.
They actually do fix it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out. It was easy. You guys weren't a hard group at all.
No, we appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Doesn't always work this way.
needed a shuttle, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you needed a shuttle.
A couple years ago, well, it wasn't even that long ago, we had a shuttle. It was in Florida, but I don't remember where. And oh my God, it was the shuttle. It was the shuttle from hell.
Yeah.
The guy had been on since like 4 in the morning, and this is like 10 at night. And we were his last
That's
ones.
by the way, that's like every day for me. But
Yeah.
but go ahead.
And it was like his last trip.
Yeah.
And the people that got on with us were drunk and didn't know where they were going.
Oh, that's a shared shuttle.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a shared shuttle.
he,
Those are always bad. Like you hear a lot of people that take shared shuttles never take them again.
no.
They'll pay to get on a regular
Oh,
shuttle.
it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
They ended up, they said he was going to take them to a house, and they didn't know what house, and they didn't know an address.
Oh boy.
So we're driving around.
And you're getting off after them.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's the problem with shared shuttles. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was horrible. And,
Yeah.
and now the guy's pissed off. So no bullshit. He's driving about 90 to 95, trying to pick up time
Wow.
with the drunk people.
Yeah, I feel I never did that kind of shuttle
Yeah.
business, but I wouldn't want to be that driver.
Oh my God.
There's not that many people that have it harder than me in this business, but that's harder
That one
than me.
does, yeah.
That is
That one
harder, especially since nobody's happy. How are you? Thanks, no weapons. Nobody's happy. Like the
Oh.
driver's not happy, the passengers are not happy,
Oh,
and not
yeah.
only that, usually they're waiting a long time for that kind of shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shared shuttle is never waiting for you because it's always on the move.
Right.
Right.
And there's no way to track it because you don't know how long it takes to get to those other.
Right.
With these shuttles, it's very easy because we go from one job to the
Yep.
next, and we can give a passenger our ETA. Even it might be late, but at least they know exactly
They know
when it's going to
yeah.
be there.
Well, but to your point, he was an hour late picking us up at the airport,
Yeah.
and then we get on with the drunks.
They're just like, just
driving around, we think we'll recognize the house.
Yeah, it's.
And they didn't, by
yeah.
the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, well, he should have said, "I'm sorry." Well, actually, a reservation should always have the pickup and drop off
Yeah,
location.
the drop-off point.
So if it just said house in Fort or whatever it was, whatever city it was, it doesn't seem like a smart way to do reservations. We have to stick to our reservation. So we never would ask.
Yeah.
We don't have to even speak to the passengers. We know where they're going.
know where you're going.
We would not be taking their money if we didn't know where they're going, right? Yeah.
It was insane. We ended up getting to our hotel 2.5 hours late. Our friends were all waiting for us, and it was bad because we came from all over the country on that trip. I think we were supposed to be the second ones in, and we were dead last.
Well, the shared shuttles are less expensive than these shuttles too, because when you're sharing it with other passengers, that shuttle company can he has more customers, right?
I don't remember.
So it is cheaper, and that's why a lot of people do opt for that, because it is cheaper. But and you could get lucky. Maybe you're like the first or second drop off, right? And maybe the shuttle's on time, so you could get lucky. Or more likely you're not the first or second.
No.
And then it takes 3 hours to get to your hotel when it should take 40 minutes.
Yep.
And that's the disadvantage. And I look at it like when people are on vacation, I try to get them to where they're going, usually as quick as I can. Maybe not 90 or 95, but I'm keeping up with whoever's going fast, right? Because they're only here for a limited time, and they don't want to. Who wants to be in the van?
Right.
You want to be in your hotel. You want to be on your cruise. You want to be, even back in the airport. I'd rather spend time in the airport than spend time in the van. At least in the airport, you can use the bathroom, you can charge your phone, you can go eat, drink, right? So I'd rather, if I was on vacation, I would want to be out of the shuttle as soon as possible. We're going to Fort Lauderdale Airport, right?
Yes.
Is everybody going to the same airline?
Yes.
Southwest, okay. It rained last night. Still rain clouds. See right up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it rained last night. It looks like it didn't rain here. It rained up north, and about 20 minutes up north, it would be wet, and it's not wet here. So it looks like those clouds are coming this way. It's probably going to rain soon. I could tell by the way the sky looks.
Yeah, it does look like
But it didn't rain here yet, because you'd see a little rain on these curbs here. But about in downtown Fort Lauderdale, about 15 minutes that way, it rained last night and this morning.
Yeah, I've gotten to where I recognize it too. I've spent a lot of time in Florida this year, so last year I went a lot.
When are you going to move here?
Not my thing.
Really?
I love
And where do you live?
St. Louis area.
Really? You'd rather be you'd rather be in Missouri than Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Wow. Even if there was no family?
That might change things.
Because I'll tell you what, you can become closer to your family, not further from your family if you move here. You know why?
They all come.
And a lot of grandparents know that. The grandparents know that.
Yeah,
It's one thing for the grandkids to go to your house in your neighborhood. It's another thing for them to get excited once a year and get on a plane and come here. And it's usually not that expensive.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale tickets are like $100 all over the country. They're not very expensive, the tickets. Miami's expensive, but coming into Fort Lauderdale, it's not.
Yeah. Our traffic's bad twice a day. Here it's bad pretty much all the time.
Yeah, it is. But everything is close together, really. I mean, especially in Fort Lauderdale, we have the airport, the cruise port right next to each other. We have the downtown right next to there. We have the beach right next to there. We have the casinos, Hard Rock Casino right next to there. And we got the fastest train in America, the Bright Line, going from Orlando to Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale to Miami all day. So those 5 things are all within a mile or two of this area. So when you live here, everything's right on top of each other, which just makes Fort Lauderdale amazing. Plus our waterways are amazing too. So there's a lot of things you can do on the water or around the water.
Yeah.
And so much wealth, you know, that people come here mostly because of the boating community. There's so much wealth here that you know, businesses are opening up all the time, and nothing stays stagnant. It's kind of very exciting because capitalism really works here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really does. Like, the strong survive business-wise, and the customer service is impeccable, and the safety is impeccable, and everything is geared towards giving people that visit here an unbelievable experience. Even restaurants that don't even need tourism, they know that there's going to be tourists maybe in your restaurant, or maybe in your mall, or maybe renting your car. So I think the lifestyle in general, being here, I think is some of the best in the world. I think, no matter where in the world you want to live, in a civilized country, and this is, to me, the most best quality of life, I would say.
That's good. That's a good recommendation.
Yeah. It does get expensive. It does. And it looks like it's going that route. The governor's trying to decrease the property taxes and the insurance. We have some of the highest insurance rates in the country, not only for vehicles but for houses, because of the hurricanes, the flooding,
Sure,
and all that.
sure.
So yeah, the governor is trying to work on that, because a lot of people can't. Especially a lot of seniors that have been living here for 20 years, thinking they were going to die here. This last 5-10 years, they've been realizing things are going up a lot quicker than they're bringing in their money, and they're moving to Naples, Florida, or, you know, different parts of Florida up north. They're not staying down here because things are getting way too expensive.
Inland in the state, and I've been through there a lot. There's nothing there that intrigues me at all.
No, not at all. Matter of fact, when you talk about Florida, it's really just South Florida, southeast. Really, it's really from where Trump lives, Palm Beach, all the way to Miami. Other than that, and really east of 95.
Yep.
So the whole East Coast between Palm Beach and Miami. Yeah, that's really the most desirable spot. Everything else is trying to develop, but it's really swamp. A lot of it's swamp. A lot of it's mosquitoes and alligators, right?
And that's
So
where
how much resources is a major developer going to continue to put in there? And no matter where you live, people always gravitate towards the ocean. They always gravitate towards the beach. So, or if you live by a lake, everybody gravitates towards a lake. Are you guys by a lake?
Close.
Close?
Yeah. We're a block away from the closest lake.
Oh, that's nice. I know there's a lot of lakes up there.
Yeah, don't be in a hurry with your steering. Once you do that, you are committed. That's what I mean. Me, us, you, it's us. Yeah, what time do we fly? So yeah, 8 to now.
The flight takes off at 1:20.
Oh, you're gonna go in this first door right here. Yeah.
That's all right. You can shop or whatever.
Did you guys have breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got up early. Finally take advantage of it one last time.
In the last 24 hours, we've been through 3 times almost. We're screwed up. I do.
I will. I'll go to lunch with you.
Yeah, since you're buying, yeah, I want a pair of them.
Yeah.
Those exact ones, too. I'll wear. No, I will. You shouldn't even doubt that. I have no pride. Give her a little assistance. Well, you couldn't walk in the shoes she's wearing either. Yeah, the red ones. Oh, those are much better. Those are awesome. Actually, she matches nice. And you can see her from a long way away.
And everybody, watch your head when you get out. Maybe a kid will hit it. Not put you off. Not put on the luggage on this sidewalk.
All right, great, thank you.
Hello, Timothy. All right. Yeah, when you walk out, you're going to walk to the right. There's a... is there a food truck there? Like, no, like towards the main street where the buses are, there should be a food truck right there. Yeah, so when you walk out of the terminal, if you walk to the right to the big buses and cross that street where the big buses are, there should be a food truck on that main road. You don't see a food truck there? All right, so then just walk to the buses. The shuttle will pull in a couple of minutes. All right. All right. Okay. Give me 5 minutes. All right. All right. All right.
Watch your head, Nana.
All right, so welcome back. Was everything great?
Oh, it was.
I just had a conversation with some people. I picked them up in Fort Lauderdale, and I always tell them that nobody ever says anything bad. I never knew of it, something that so many people do and that nobody complains about. And even in, well, the Horizon is a good ship. I mean, it's a newish. It's not like an old ship. But even the old ships, I mean, even like the Sunrise and the Magic, people don't complain. Nobody complains. It's amazing how the cruise industry can make everyone happy. At least all my clients never say anything. Every passenger has great things to say. There's usually a food truck right here. I don't know why it's not here. This is where the food truck stays, right here. Yeah. No, I don't think so. He should be here. I don't know why. What happened? It's money for him. He's usually really busy. All the porters eat breakfast there.
The only thing I complained about was too hot.
Yeah. The weather. Well, the weather. People move to South Florida because of the weather. A lot of people from up north. But when you spend some time here, you realize that the summertime doesn't justify the small winter that we have. We have a very small winter here. And like you said, it's too hot, right? The winter's over. We had like a 1 week winter where the weather was amazing. Other than that, yeah, the weather is too hot here. And it gets worse, the global warming and all. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter every year. When you live up north,
My body's not used to the 90 degrees.
yeah, when you live up north, you think, oh yeah, I don't want to be cold anymore, but I think I'd rather be cold. I'd rather try to keep warm than keep cold. I mean, yeah, I'd rather keep warm than try to keep cool. I'd rather be cold and try to keep warm than just be sweating all the time. Not that much you can do when you're outdoors and you're sweating all the time. Wow, yeah, that is too cold. Yeah, that's
a big difference.
No, that's just like it gets too hot. That's too cold. Yeah.
You got it better here.
No, you're right. No, you're right. You just gotta have a certain lifestyle. If you have a certain lifestyle, that you deal with the heat the best you can. It's like you have to live like an island person, kind of. There's certain times that you just want to say, you know what, let me put my flip-flops on. Like if you're a girl, you wear a sundress and a sun hat, and you don't just always constantly are getting dressed. You put, you drink bottles of water, you put that much clothes on, wear a hat, sunglasses, and you just slug through the summer. And so the island people from the islands do it no problem, but when you're from up north like I am, it is. I'd like to turn here if I can. It's crazy, this traffic. Huh? I like to turn in there, but
A lot of cruise ships came at once.
well, they all come at once. And they all get here at 5 in the morning, and then they all leave at the same time. Every cruise ship's on the same schedule. So right now people are coming and going. That's really what it is. These people, Yeah, I think it's not hit yet. It didn't hit yet, but usually March, yeah, March and April, yeah. But believe it or not, the kids, not that many kids come here for spring break on the cruise ships. They don't come to Fort Lauderdale or Miami much anymore because they really crack down. They take
a couple of years ago.
They take them to jail. Yeah, these kids are going to jail. So they go to Panama City a lot, Daytona, and it sucks up there. But they're free to do what they want because those cities need the tourism. So they let those kids do whatever they want. Here, those days are over. Those kids get out of line here, they're going to jail. The rich ones come because they don't get out of line. The rich ones the rich kids come on the cruise ships. They go stay on the beach in a nice hotel. But the days of trying to get a Holiday Inn or Motel 6 or Howard Johnson's, those days are over. There's none of those anymore. If you want to stay here in Fort Lauderdale or Miami, yeah, you're spending $400 a night.
Yeah.
You guys are going to Fort Lauderdale Airport?
Correct.
Yeah, right? Fort Lauderdale Airport, right? Yeah. Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm tempted to go downtown here because I've been in traffic here for 40 minutes. I'm tempted to do something I don't like to do, but I have a feeling I'm better off going over the bridge downtown Miami than I am to go wait for this tunnel. And they'll close that tunnel because it's so crowded. See all the traffic over there? They're going to close that tunnel. Let me go this way. This is longer, but I think it'll be faster. There's two ways to get on the island, to the tunnel and the bridge. I think you took the tunnel here, and now we're taking the bridge over. See all the traffic over here? That's why I know that they're going to close that tunnel. They got to stop too many people when too many people are on the island. There's a fire department over there, and they fine the city, they fine the island if there's too many people on the island, because if they get an emergency, the fire truck can't get off the island. So they count the cars, and at a certain point, they don't ever close the bridge, but they close the tunnel. The tunnel is not that street, that next street over there, that's the tunnel. Yeah, this is going to be much faster, yeah. So this goes to 95 also. Yeah, this is downtown Miami. New York. Yeah, that's the Miami Heat play there. Yeah, used to be the American Airlines Arena. Now it's the Kaseya Center. You know, you guys familiar with that scam, that cryptocurrency scammer, Sam Bankman-Fried? Yeah, he gave Miami 20 million or something to take that American Airlines logo off that building. After American Airlines had been sponsoring that building for 20 years. He paid them so much money to take his name off that building and put FTX Arena on there. I think it was FTX Arena for 1 year, and then when they caught him and he filed for bankruptcy, they took the name off. And then they went to American Airlines and said, you want to put American Airlines? And I'm not after you embarrassed us and took our name off there. The signs in the neighborhood still call that the American Airlines Arena. They haven't even changed it yet. It went from American Airlines Arena to FTX Arena for 1 year, and now it's called the Kaseya Center, which is a local pharmaceutical company. What are all those people waiting for over there? That's weird. I'll show you guys something. You see this? Look at this. This is going to be the biggest residential tower. Here's the tower. This is going to be the biggest residential tower south of New York.
Really?
So you have New York's got those Billionaire Row. Those are the highest buildings on the east coast of our country. And right, not here, but right next to this, they're taking this Holiday Inn down. That's where all the signs are on. But right, that big red crane right there is building that building. So this is going to be the biggest building on the East Coast, except for Manhattan. right here, where this construction site is. It's called the Waldorf Residences. If you look on the right, on the left, it says it right here, Waldorf Astoria, Miami. Yeah, pretty amazing. And if you lived on this side, right, you're going to be looking at the cruise ships coming and going every day. That's the expensive side. If you're living on that side, you're going to see I guess the city. Yeah, the city. And this side would be the ocean. If you're high enough, yeah, you can see the ocean and you can see the islands. What a view that's going to be. Oh, this is much faster. Wow. Today's Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Sunday traffic, man. Come on, man. What are you doing?
You got this guy in his little scooter.
Come on. Come on. He doesn't know how to turn.
He just got his license.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to lean yet. He's trying to stop and go like this, but motorcycle, you got to lean.
Spirit, I think it's Terminal 4.
Right, yeah. It will be Terminal 5 next year. They're building a new terminal right now at that airport, yeah.
Spirit is?
Yeah. They filed for bankruptcy
They
too.
filed for bankruptcy?
It's crazy. They filed. I talk to people about that, about capitalism, especially about like Canadians and stuff. That they talk shit about the United States. I love telling them. And anyway, so Spirit basically just built. Before the pandemic, Spirit's hub was Jersey. And after the pandemic, they didn't like the way Jersey was locking down, and they saw the way Florida was open, and they used that as an excuse to tell Jersey we're leaving Newark or whatever airport they were from in New York. I don't know which New York airport. And then they opened up a hub. Oh no, I'm sorry. Then they decided they were going to make Fort Lauderdale their main hub, and they were already leaving out of Terminal 4 like they are now, but they made an agreement with the city and with the airport to open up a brand new terminal under construction. It's under construction right now. It's Terminal 5. So right now there's no Terminal 5 in Fort Lauderdale Airport. It's 1 through 4. But next year there will be Terminal 5, and that'll be just Spirit. And if you go to this construction site right now at the airport, you see all the yellow planes because they're actually already using it as the hub. It's just they're using Terminal 4 and it's tight. They got all these planes there. 10 planes there, and they're using a terminal that's shared with other airlines, so they're having a hard time. So they can't wait to get this terminal built. But while they were negotiating to build that terminal with the city of Fort Lauderdale, they also built a giant, brand new corporate office building right next to Fort Lauderdale. Brand new building, new construction, and then they filled it with all young professionals to work there that are working for Spirit. And then this past Christmas, right before the busiest travel season, they filed for bankruptcy, which means they don't have to pay their bills anymore. So they not only went into a business deal with Fort Lauderdale Airport, then they not only built this brand new giant office building and filled it with all employees that they have to pay, but then right after that, when they were going to make the most money from ticketing because it's Christmas, they filed for bankruptcy. And when Canadians want to say shit about America, I tell them that story. That's what's great about America. Because, yeah, they had a hard time. They were having a hard time competing. They spent all this money. They tried to expand, right? They tried to make a big splash in Fort Lauderdale now, and they are. It's a popular airline, and yet, they're like a pariah in the business world, because now all those millions and millions of dollars that they owe, those creditors now have to wait until they restructure, make all their money from operating, and then little by little, they're not going out of business, but little by little they got to pay the creditors back, and maybe only like 50 cents on a dollar, whatever the bankruptcy decides, whatever the trustee decides. That's terrible for those vendors. It really is. But in the big picture, that's why we have such great companies in America. Name me a couple of good companies in Canada, or a couple of good companies in Europe, except for the car companies that have been there for 300 years. You know what I mean? So really, we have great business laws here. Businesses are really, they're protected. Because if they couldn't pay their bills, they should have just went out of business like everybody else. But they were able to stay alive, and they're doing good. I mean, I pick up every day at Spirit. They're doing good. But obviously not good enough to open up a new terminal, and not good enough to open up a new corporate office and move their whole operations from New Jersey to Fort Lauderdale. That cost a lot of money. So they decided to do it, and they had a plan that, you know what, let's do it, and then let's file for bankruptcy. So that's the story with Spirit. It's pretty fascinating. And it was on the news one day, right? So was on the news one day, and now you won't hear about it anymore. Nobody knows. Like, the people that are booking tickets, the business as usual. All the employees are getting paid. Stewardesses, the pilots, they're maintaining the planes the same as, it's just as safe as it was, except they don't have to pay their bills anymore.
And federal buy-in, federal assistance for buying. So we have free money.
Yeah, I do it every day, yeah. Multiple times. This trip I do 8 times a day. Every day, 8 times. Yeah.
K8 out.
I don't go to sleep until I make $1,000. I keep working, and then once I make $1,000, I go to sleep. That's the business plan. Yeah, it's hard to have a normal lifestyle, but if you stick to the plan, the money's good, but it's hard to have a normal lifestyle because you are working all night. Like, I worked till 3 in the morning yesterday, so I already drank 2 things of iced coffee. This is my second one right now. Very jittery, very talkative. You see the way I'm driving. No, I don't. First of all, we're not really allowed to do same-day service, but we can get away with it. We're supposed to have a 24-hour reservation legally, but nobody listens. And I do book jobs sometimes same day. I'm not supposed to, but sometimes it's that convenient where I do it. But most of the time, people are making reservations months and months ahead of time, so we know what we're doing. There's 4 drivers. Each of us have 2 vans. We have a main van and a backup van. So we switch calendars. We have an Apple calendar. The jobs go on the calendar. So if I don't want to do that job, I put it on somebody else's calendar. So all 4 of us are doing the same thing every day. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, bringing people to the airport at 5, because the first flight's out at 7. So we got to get them to the airport at 5. That's every morning. So every morning there's a 7 o'clock flight, and every morning we have to bring people to the airport at 5. And then from then on, all day, you know, you're taking people from then you're going to take people off the cruise ship. And then you're taking people to the cruise ship. And then you're taking people from the airport to the hotel. And then after that, you go to lunch. And then all day, people are still flying in that are taking cruises the next day. Right? So you get a little lull around lunchtime. Usually for me, it's 2 or 3 o'clock. And then there's maybe 2 or 3 or 4 flights coming in later that day that you can do. But a lot of guys don't work after lunch because they run out of gas. From 4 a.m. to 3, a lot of guys are done in this business. But I just keep going, you know. I just keep going. I use the money thing as a way to just, not that I need it and want it, but it's a good business plan because you look and say, wow, even though I drove a lot, I didn't make much money. Or sometimes you drive a little and you make a lot of money. So I use that as a way to stop driving. Whenever I see that it calculated up to $1,000, then I say I'm done for the day. And then I take whatever jobs I was supposed to do and give them to someone else on the calendar. And then the other guys are constantly putting stuff on my calendar because they know that I'm going to stay up and do it. So yeah. Yeah, come to Fort Lauderdale, man. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to start a shuttle business. It's easy. It's easy. You gotta love to drive, but you gotta love it, and you gotta be good at it, and you can't have road rage, and you gotta be able to change your own tires when you get a flat, and yeah, and you gotta be strong to lift the suitcases. But a lot of men can do all that. That's a manly thing. Yeah, there's some women that do it. Not really change the tires, but I see women throwing the luggage around. Usually young girls, they're throwing the luggage around, but I don't see them changing tires.
And they can all work out.
Yeah, you got to be really strong to jack up the car, especially with the scissor lift. You know, we don't use hydraulic lifts. We use those scissor lifts, and these vans, yeah, you got to kind of be strong to lift up the back end of this van with a scissor lift. And you do get flats. I mean, it happens. You drive all day long, every day. But it is easy. It's not hard work. You have to pass a background check to get a chauffeur's license. Yeah. You got to pass a driving check too. So your driving record and your criminal record or motor vehicle record all get scrutinized by both Miami and Fort Lauderdale. And you have to have a license to drive in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, a special license. And if you don't pass those tests, like an FBI background check, they don't do drug check. They do FBI, nationwide FBI, and then a driving check. They look at your driving records, and then you have to get approved. And then once you get approved, then you're on your way to at least being able to drive. Not necessarily your own business, but just go work for someone. If you wanted to work for this business, all you would need is that license, and that's it. You don't need nothing else. But if you want to start the business, then you need obviously the permitting, the van, the insurance,
signal stored.
all of that is hard to get.
Unlock.
It's expensive and it's hard. So it prevents a lot of people that want to do it. It prevents them from doing it because you got to jump through so many hoops and invest a lot of time and money, and then by the end of the whole process, you could get denied, and then you can't get insurance, or that's why you got to do it in steps. You got to get that hack license first. It's called a hack license. That'll start you on your way to at least being able to drive for someone else. And then once you drive for someone else for a year or two, you're going to be like, what am I working for him for? I can do this by myself. And then you'll learn how to do that, and that's what most guys do. Yeah. I didn't do that, but most guys do that. twice as many businesses right now as this, and we would still all be busy. There's that much work. In other words, we all say no. All of us say no just as much as we say yes. So just as many times as we'll book a job that same day, if we booked 5 jobs that day, we've said no to 5. That's all of us, right? So there could be 5 times as many companies because there's enough work out there for all 5 of us. That's how busy this business is. And the reason why there's not enough companies is because a lot of people can't qualify to do it. It isn't because people don't want to. People try. And I tried to help a couple of people. I don't help anybody anymore. But I tried to help a couple of people and they weren't. It wasted my time. I thought, let me help them, then they can help me. But the time it took me to help them, they didn't get approved. And then I wasted all my time and effort to try to help them, and they couldn't get approved. So I don't do that anymore. I give people advice, but I don't help them anymore. I can walk them. I'll just talk to them. I'm not bringing them anywhere or introducing them to people like I used to help them. And this business will work anywhere where there's a lot of tourism, I'm sure. I'm sure this business is good in Las Vegas. I'm sure it's good in Orlando. I'm sure it's good in New York. Wherever there's a lot of tourism. The reason why it's good here is because why did you fly into Fort Lauderdale and not Miami? Why did you fly into Fort Lauderdale and not Miami?
Flew into Miami, flying out of Fort Lauderdale was cheaper.
Exactly. So you were lucky to get that flight into Miami,
Yeah.
right? You were lucky because most people don't do that, right? Most people fly into Fort Lauderdale and fly out of Fort Lauderdale.
Signal stored.
Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper because they want to get all the Americans and Canadians out of Miami, because Miami's really an international airport. It's really made for every other airline in the world that's not here, you know. So people from Europe, right, that are flying, people from Europe that are flying, let's say, British Airways or Qantas or Alitalia, all these European airlines, they don't fly into Fort Lauderdale. So those people have to come into Miami. Miami's old and overcrowded, so that they make the flights cheaper in Fort Lauderdale to get the North American traffic there, to ease up the traffic in Miami. And the way they do that is they discount the plane tickets. That's what they do.
Log out this signal.
So in a way, this business is really capitalizing on that whole dilemma, because that's 90% of the business is doing this. 90% of this is picking people up at the Fort Lauderdale airport and bringing them to Miami. Some of it's Miami to Miami. I do that too. But most of what I do is big groups on this trip. I'll do 5 trips in Fort Lauderdale to Miami before I do one of Miami. I might do this trip 5 times a day, and then one time I'll just pick up from Miami airport. Plus, there's a lot more companies that are even qualified. I mean, there's not as many companies that are qualified to do both, let's say. So some companies can only do Fort Lauderdale, some companies can only do Miami, right? This company can do both. We could do all 3.
You have people, you're bringing people back.
Yeah, I have a 12 o'clock pickup. I have a 12:30. No, I have an 11:30 pickup. They're arriving at 11:30, so they'll be here ready at 12, and then I'm bringing them back to the port. So I have about an hour and a half right now doing nothing. Yeah. And then I'm doing my 4th trip. You're my 3rd trip today.
Really?
Yeah, so you're my 3rd, and then they're my 4th, and then I got another one right after that. I got to pick up Miami, bring it back to the ship. So I got 2 more drop-offs at the ship today.
People fly out of complicated.
Matter of fact, I had a job this morning that would have been my other job, and they missed their flight. Look at this, Kim. I felt so bad for her. Look at this. So she texted me at 7:30 in the morning and said, our flight has been delayed to 10:15 4, right? And then today at 8:51, our flight has been canceled, so we will be missing our ship. No other flight options. Sorry. And I put sorry to hear that. Stand by for your refund. I was supposed to pick them up right now. Well, see, look, 11 o'clock. You see, canceled. I was supposed to pick them up before my other job. A lot of people do that because they don't want to spend money on a hotel. But I would say 70 to 80% time, maybe 80% time it works out. Most of the time it does. The flights are good. This is professional airlines. This is not a rinky-dink airline. You know, people don't want to F up. Airlines don't want to F up coming to Fort Lauderdale. They know the consequences of these people, why they're coming here. They know that they're going to, you know, it's not like you're going to a small city in a not like a popular state where it's very common for flights to get bumped and transferred, and oh, you got to go to Eagle, and like in Colorado, oh, you got to go to Eagle instead of Denver. They don't do that here. They'll just cancel the flight. It never goes from Fort Lauderdale to Miami to Palm Beach. Here, it's very rare that it gets canceled, but it does get canceled. So I feel bad. It does happen, but it's her fault. She should have flew in yesterday. She probably tried to save money, right? She tried to save money, and she does. I don't know what town she lives in. I didn't look. I did track her flight. I guess I did. She does live in a small town. I did take a screenshot of her flight. Yeah, I don't know what town she was from. Missouri? From Missouri. St. Louis, I think. So, yeah, how many flights from St. Louis are leaving every day for Carnival? Not that many, right? So, she shouldn't have done that. She should have flew in yesterday. And if you don't buy the insurance, right? If you don't buy the cruise insurance, you lose money. You lose that money. You lose that money for that cruise. Yeah, she'll get her airline money back. But what if she doesn't get the insurance for the cruise? She'll lose that money, right? And she lost. She probably took off work, right? Took off work, and now she's got to sit home because why get a flight the next day? Your cruise leaves at 5 o'clock. If you can't get here by 5 o'clock, which is very weird to me, no matter where you live in the country. I can't imagine why you can't drive to another city and get on a plane, standby, no matter how much it costs. But she said, and it was early enough, she told me that the flight was canceled at 8:41 a.m. I don't know what, her time zone might be a little different, but only an hour maybe. So she's still out. They had time to get in the car and go drive to another airport, but you know, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. That's a big consequence to miss your cruise. Because your flight got canceled, you should already have a backup anyway. You would think that you would have in your mind, okay, if this flight's get canceled, what are we going to do? And then somebody says, well, there's another flight leaving at this time. Because you can get to the port at 3:30. You can get on that ship at 3:30. You got to walk your luggage on, but you get to that. I brought people to the ship at 3:30, even maybe 3:30, and they've gotten on. So. You have plenty of time to get here.
Missouri, only 18-hour drive.
Yeah, right. Yeah, matter of fact, the last time this happened, a girl was leaving. A girl had 2 flights. Hartsfield. She was in Atlanta, and the flight was supposed to come in at 11, and the flight got canceled, and she was in Atlanta, and she's calling me up crying. They were young girls. Young girls. They'll call me up crying. We're gonna miss our cruise. We're in Atlanta. We gotta go home. And I'm like, no, just go rent the car and drive here. And she did, and she made it. Yeah, I told her drive right to the cruise. Oh, it's gonna cost a lot of money. Yeah, it's $45 a day to park, and then you gotta rent the car. The tolls alone, forget about the gas. The tolls alone are gonna be a couple of $100. It's very expensive to drive down here with the tolls, especially when you rent the car. They add on fees for the rent-a-car. So every time that you pay the toll, the rent-a-car company charges you even more for paying that fee. It's hundreds of dollars a day. The car is $49 a day. It's $150 for the tolls. Yeah, people are canceling their credit cards because they think it's a mistake. It's not a mistake. That's what the credit card companies, that's what the contract says when you sign it. When you sign the rent-a-car company card, it says that you're responsible for the tolls and service charges. Well, they'll charge you $19.95 as a service charge for every toll, and you're going through 10 tolls a day. That's $200 just in service charges. I'm exaggerating, but it could get that. Like I have to pay that, so I know I pay that. I pay a lot of money in tolls, so I get a little discount because I got my transponder. They got my credit card number. It's different. They're not billing me by my license plate. It's when they bill you by the license plate that you pay more. I'm saving like 20% probably. Yeah, but she drove here from Atlanta and she made it.
Right.
Yeah, she made it. Yeah, and especially like most people take off work to go on a cruise. It's their vacation. They take off work. And if you miss your flight, what are you going to do? Just stay home? You got to go somewhere and you took off work. But it does happen. And it happened this morning to Kim. And, you know, I said I was sorry because I kind of do feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for you. You had a great trip. You had a great vacation. You did great. Yeah, you did great. You came at the right time of year. You got a good flight going back, cheaper flight, leaving Fort Lauderdale. You probably paid more to come into Miami, but you.
Not much more, really.
No?
It was a great time in Miami, though,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Miami's awesome. Yeah, Miami's awesome. Yeah. I tell people that all the time when they give me. I tell them I'm not a travel agent, but if you want me to tell you what to do, I'll tell you what to do. And I tell them all the time, it's worth the money. Just fly into Miami. You don't want to go back and forth on the highway like this. This is a dangerous highway anyway. It's the most dangerous thing people probably do in their life is to drive back and forth. Not just with me. I mean, in general, people are dying every day on that highway. I'm like, it's safer. The Shuttle, go stay in a hotel by the airport and let them for free. They'll drive you there. The only thing is they won't drive you back. So the hotels in Miami will drive you to the cruise port, but they won't pick you up at the cruise port and take you to the airport. That you got to pay for on your own. But even then, it's close. The airport, it's not as close as this. Like the cruise ships are very close here. You can see a cruise ship right there, right behind the power plant. You can kind of see Princess Cruise. If I pull up, you'll see it more. You'll see that the Princess Sky is there today. Because I was there this morning. I did that this morning too.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, you see it? Yeah, that's the Princess Sky. Yeah. That's only senior citizen. That's a senior citizenship actually.
How many cruise ships are out of this port?
There's a lot, just like Miami. Miami might be one or two more. I think Miami handle 8 or 9, and this will handle 6 or 7. So it's only Miami does do a couple more, but this handles a lot too. And that's growing every year. So then obviously the ships are getting bigger every year, and then there's more ships coming and going. And look at all these people getting dropped off, right? And this is kind of late too. So all these people are getting dropped off, and not that many people are coming in, because if this got backed up over there, that means that there's a lot of people arriving. When this gets backed up, it means there's a lot of people departing. So this is not just Fort Lauderdale cruise port people. This is also like you. This is also Miami cruise port people. Yeah, like this bus is probably from Miami. Let me see. No, he's Fort Lauderdale. See, and he doesn't go to Miami. This guy just does. This guy's a shared shuttle from Fort Lauderdale cruise port to here. All he does all day long is goes back and pick up passengers for $20 a person. It's a 5-minute drive, so it's $20 a person. It's shared shuttle. It's a pretty good gig. He's probably making good money. It's easy because he's not wasting a lot of gas. He's not paying tolls either. We do have to pay $4.50 every time we come in the airport. So that sucks for him, because if he's going back and forth 10 times, yeah, it's not that much money, right? $40, $50.
Well, you guys gotta pay them.
We got to pay. We have to pay to go into Fort Lauderdale Airport, and we have to pay to go into Port Miami.
Really?
We don't have to pay to go to Port Everglades. Yeah, this is the chip. This little thing here is Port Miami's sensor. See that little circle?
Yep.
That's the little transponder in there, and then we have to pay to go into Miami. That's the Miami transponder there, and down here by this baby bottle is Fort Lauderdale's transponder.
Just because you're commercial?
Oh yeah, because you're commercial. Yeah, you have to be permitted and licensed, and then once you are, they regulate you and they charge you. They charge you every time you come and go. Not go, but every time you go in. And actually, if you're in Port Miami, every time you circle, they charge you. They don't even like they don't want you on that island so bad that they'll punish you for just driving around the island. So you're really supposed to stay off the island because you're not really allowed to park anywhere. There is a holding area that you're allowed to park in, but once you get there, guys can cut you off, and then you're arguing with these guys that don't speak English to try to move so you can get out. So I hate to go over there because if somebody parks next to me and then goes to talk to his friend or goes to the food truck and I gotta go, I can't get out of there. So I don't ever stay on that island because every time you drive around, the transponder charges you and there's nowhere to park. So you really wait for your passengers to be ready and then you come on the island.
Sure.
That's really what most guys will do.
Right.
And but you know, it does sometimes get backed up, and you know, even though you're on the island, it still takes a half hour to get your passengers. So you kind of try to time it where, you know, try to keep in touch with people when they're assuming when they're going to be ready. It's an art to it, you know, especially when you're in a hurry. You don't want to be in traffic when you're in a hurry. You got to learn the ins and outs of this.
Well, you're definitely good at it, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks. I've been doing it for 8 years now. Another thing too is to get the hack license, you can have no accidents on your record, even if it's not your fault.
Really?
So if you've been in one accident, you're not qualified. Yeah, even if it's not your fault. Yeah, I never. And coincidentally, I was never in in New York. I was in a motorcycle accident, but for some reason, that accident, it was like I got run over by a bus. It was a city bus. I got a big judgment. I got a lot of money from it, but for some reason, it's not on my record. Maybe because I didn't get a ticket, but it was in 1986, and it was like the only time I've ever been in an accident, but the city doesn't know about it because when they do my record, it says accident free. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Maybe because also in New York at the time, you didn't need insurance on the motorcycle, and then my motorcycle wasn't insured, so it's not in that insurance database, because the insurance databases are really the ones that know how many accidents you got in, not really the motor vehicle database, right? It's the insurance database.
Back then, after a certain amount of years, they had weights clean too.
No, maybe that could be it. But when they did I know a lot of drivers. Like I said, I don't help anybody anymore because people say to me, "Oh, I never been in an accident," and then I get them to the point where they're doing the background check and then they came up with an accident. Oh, that wasn't my fault. I'm like, what do you mean? You told me you didn't get into an accident. That wasn't my fault. I got hit from the back. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It comes up as an accident, and now they're going to deny you. You did all this, and now they're going to deny you. And so they should change that rule, because of course, if somebody hits you, what does that have to do with it? But you know why they do that? I know why. They're so worried about getting sued, because think about like if I had an accident before. Listen, this is why they do it. A lawyer told me this. If I had an accident before, and then I'm with you, and I got into an accident, right? And then you sue the insurance company to get whatever you want, right? Now that insurance company is going to research me. That insurance company says, oh, this guy's been in an accident before. So now what does the insurance company do? They sue Fort Lauderdale for giving me the license, right? Because they're going to say, how did you give this guy a license if he's already been in an accident? Why would you let this guy drive passengers if he's been in an accident? If he's been in one, he might. And that's the legal argument why Fort Lauderdale and Miami will not give you a chauffeur's license if you've been in an accident, because even though most people have been in one accident their whole life, they're looking for someone that doesn't create liability for them by already having that on their record. You know what I mean? That's what a lawyer told me. So in a way, it's very hard to find even someone to do this that has never even been in an accident. That's why I said driving record check. The driving record check is for, you know, it's weird because I had a DUI. You know, I've had a DUI, and it kind of mattered. Actually, they denied me when I tried to get my Fort Lauderdale license. They denied me, and I appealed it, and I lost the appeal. And then I went to Miami, and Miami gave me the license. And then a year later, I went to Fort Lauderdale, and I tried to get my license again, and they denied me again. And then when I appealed it again, I brought my Miami license. And they put me in front of a hearing, the council members, and I had to explain to them, there was 5 of them. I had to convince 3 of them to give me a license, and I did. And I went there with no lawyer. I just went up there I showed them a bunch of reviews. Even though I was doing this, I was doing it illegally at first, just to see if I can make money at it. And I did have enough great reviews that they said, how could we look at these reviews? You're not even supposed to be doing this. But then there was a couple of females on the board that said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that, that is bad that he was doing this, but it shows that he can do it. That's what they said. How many people do we give license to and they can't do it? And we regret giving them the license. Why would we regret giving him the license? He's already doing it. We're punishing him for something that happened 15 years ago. So that was the argument. The argument was, you're punishing me for something that happened 15 years ago, but in the meanwhile, I've been doing what I'm asking you to approve me for. And that argument worked. And the reason why I convinced them is because Miami agreed. If I never got the Miami one, then Fort Lauderdale would have never taken the leap of faith on me. But since Miami did, and I found out from my lawyer later on that Miami is more laxed when it comes to the regulation. And it's true in every aspect of Miami. Miami's more liberal and more laxed. Like their marijuana laws. People are smoking marijuana in Miami a lot, and with no repercussions. And in Fort Lauderdale, no. If you smoke a joint over here, the cop maybe give you a ticket, maybe take you to jail if you have a bad attitude. In Miami, they just walk right past you and they ignore you. They ignore you. They probably want to throw you to the ground and like beat you up, but they don't. They just ignore you and they just say, there's no victim here, right? Nobody's calling 911. I'm going to get on with my day. But Fort Lauderdale is a different animal. Fort Lauderdale will confront you. They're much more proactive policing. Much more undercover cars, like that's a police officer's car right there, I can tell. Much more, they have many more undercovers. Miami's all with the lights. You know, Miami has a lot of police all driving around. Fort Lauderdale, they're all undercover. Fort Lauderdale's safer than Miami. We have very, very big pockets of wealth here, especially around this airport because we're by the beach. Everything's so close. You got the beach, the downtown, the airport. There's people waiting in line to get to the terminal. Wow. It's crazy. But I got to thank Fort Lauderdale because Fort Lauderdale took a leap of faith on me and it worked out. I got to send that lady, I got to find out who those ladies were because there was 5 people. There was 2 ladies and 3 men. And 2 out of the 3 men said, no, we're not giving him, this guy's never going to be able to, we're never giving this guy's license. And then one guy said, well, we should listen to our colleagues. They were having this conversation in front of me. You know, if they're willing to take this leap of faith, why wouldn't we? Why aren't we all supposed to make decisions together? And he said, no, we all make independent decisions, and then the majority of us come up to a consensus. And then you said, no, I don't think it should be that way. I think we should look at the decisions of our fellow council people, and then and maybe they could persuade us. And that's what happened. Those 2 women persuaded that one man, and I wound up getting. And oh yeah, when they gave me my license, they put me on probation. And you know what I had to do? Once a month, I had to go to DUI. This had nothing to do with drugs or DUI. This had to do with a driving record, a bad driving record, because I was riding motorcycles for many years. Very bad driving record I had. No accidents, and they put me through DUI school once a month for 6 months and I had to pay for it. Once a month for 6 months. I was on probation for 6 months. If I got any tickets or anything happened, they would have revoked the license for a lifetime. But I didn't get any tickets. I went through the 6 months of once a month going to this DUI drug class. Everybody in there had just gotten DUIs or gotten into drugs. And I had like a DUI 15 years ago. So it was a kind of silly thing to put me on probation, but that's their way to protect themselves from liability, is to say, hey, you know, we're going to give this guy his license, but we're going to monitor him, and you know, it makes you realize how much care they take in making sure that there's the right type of people to do this, and that's why there's not that many people doing it. That's why it's so hard to get a shuttle. Yeah, it's a lot of hoops, and even if you think that you're the right person for it, it's weird. You don't even know. So, like, people can't get commercial insurance even, and there's no reason why. The insurance company will not give you a reason why they won't insure you commercially. Some people get it, some people don't. Some people it's $18,000 a year, some people it's $7,000 a year, and there's no way to know. I paid $13,000 a year, but some people pay 17, and some people pay 7. So it's like how, and the insurance company won't tell you why. They just put your name and all your information in the computer, and it spits out that number, and they say, sorry, it's AI. AI is deciding what your risk level is.
Oh, right here, I think Spirit.
Yeah, this is it, yeah.
It's your job, it's your job.
Yeah, you're here. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get in the curve over here.
Perfect.
Yeah. What time's your flight?
12:37.
Oh, you guys are right on time.
Plenty of time.
Good for you. You guys did it right. Okay, you're leaving and you're backing out. I'm going in here. The airport's more dangerous than the highway. People lose their doors here. He needs to go first. Go. Now you're gonna go too.
Now people are just gonna cut it and stop.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. You gonna go too? Go. Oh, you're gonna go straight. I see. Okay.
Oh, look at that, huh?
Perfect.
Right
Yes.
in there.
Perfect. Perfect. You guys do this every year, or is this like a bucket list trip?
Oh, no, we've done
do it every couple of years.
Nice. Next time, have you ever gone out of Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades?
I have not.
Yeah, you should look into that. They have, Carnival. I mean,
Disney.
well, yeah, Disney's there, but they also have Royal Caribbean there. So,
I did Royal.
yeah, Oasis of the Seas is there right now. Again, watch your head when you get out. Be careful, it's slippery down here. And I'm putting all the luggage on the sidewalk for you.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Watch your head.
Matt.
Stevie Wonder.
Matt.
Watch your head, Grandma. Oh, he's got 4 hours sleep. That's a good week off.
I'm sorry, ma'am. This is a private shuttle. We don't pick up passengers at the airport. You need a reservation, and we're booked up today. Yeah, you need to go downstairs, ma'am. This is departures. Yes, go downstairs. Yes. Bye. Go ahead, sir. You can go. Go ahead. You can go. Be careful. All right, stay there. I'm gonna go. Stay there.